So hello and welcome to the Recognized Authority. In this video, I'm going to tell you a bit more about what you can get from this channel. But first I want to tell you about the worst year that I had in business and how that led me to creating this channel. So it was 2013. I had been in business for 6 years at that point, and my business was in serious trouble. I had run up about $30,000 in debt, mostly on business credit cards. And at the age of 35, I had to do one of the most embarrassing things anybody can do, which was I had to ask my parents, could I move back in with them? And I was really devastated by that. Now, it was a really hard time here in Ireland in particular. The financial crisis hit us really bad. We had a worse financial crisis than most countries because we had a big property boom before 2008. So that made things much worse here. And I also was moving to a rural part of Ireland, so it was to a very a place that was one of the slowest to recover. So it was around this time that I realized that I was suffering from some sort of mild depression. And the reason why I say specifically mild depression is because at the time I know people who have gone through severe depression, and so I don't want to denigrate their experience because I know that what I had was a mild case of depression, relatively speaking. But I'm a natural optimist, and this was even getting me down because I'm the guy who always looks on the bright side of things. I did find this tough. I also did crazy amounts of work. So I was working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, for months on end at this point, just to get things back on track. I was doing lots of projects, like I said, but eventually I did turn the business back around. I got payment plans in place for the debt that I owed, and I got things back on an even keel. When I got up to about 2017, I'm a digital marketing consultant, and I was building a lot of websites, and I was doing marketing, lots of different types of marketing, search engine optimization, Google ads, never Facebook ads, thankfully. That's not my thing. But, a lot of online marketing, a lot of websites, even website maintenance. I would do anything website related or online marketing related for cash flow reasons at that point. And so I got things back on track. And in 2017, the business was doing pretty decent numbers, particularly after some very tough years. But there was still something wrong, and I had kind of plateaued out, and I was trying to figure out what the problem was, and I realized I'm totally dependent on word of mouth. I'm totally dependent on referrals myself, and I'm the marketing consultant. Why am I not growing this business more? What's wrong here? And so I was trying to figure out what the problem was. And so the issue was I was in a small market in the rural west of Ireland, and I'm taking on lots of low-value projects. They're eating up all of my time. Every project is different. Every client is different. To give you an example, some of the clients, for example, one was a magician who did birthday parties. One was a quarry where they mined stone. One was a retirement planning company. One was a software company. So you can see it was just all over the place. A furniture manufacturer. So all of these different types of businesses that I was serving. And because it was different types of clients, I was learning on the job every project. And so I realized I need to start to specialize. I need to niche down. Otherwise, I'm just going to be on this kind of treadmill all the time, hopping from project to project, never getting time. When I really realized it was when I was trying to blog and create a podcast. And I was trying to write a blog post. And if you've ever tried this, it's impossible to write a blog post with marketing advice for lots of different types of companies because they're also diverse. They all have different types of clients and customers. And so it's really difficult, even using the different language like that. Some businesses, they call their customers guests. Some will call them patients. Some will call them customers, and some will call them clients. So all of those kind of things made it more difficult. So I realized I need to change something here. I need to niche down and start to build my authority in one area. And it took me a while. It took me probably 3-4 years to actually implement that decision. I could probably do it quicker now, learning what I have learned. But at the time, it took me a long time to get going. So I went from being this invisible expert, where nobody knew me. It was like I was wearing the cloak of invisibility that was in Harry Potter. So I put on this cloak, and nobody knew I was an expert. I was an expert. I was really good at what I was doing. When I was helping other people, but for helping myself, nobody knew who I was. And so what I wanted to do was remove this cloak of invisibility and kind of become known as an expert. So I managed to do that. I specialized down, and I started to do some research and do lots of publishing. And eventually I got to the point where I would consider myself an expert in my field now. And I'm also becoming quite well known within a very niche area. And that's great. I know I still have a long way to go, but I'm on the journey now to authority. So that's the reason I started this channel. And that's the reason why I niched down. When I niched down, I chose the area of people like me, of consultants, people who are experts in their field. And I wanted to help them with this same problem that I have, which is how to go from being this invisible expert who nobody knows about, where you're totally dependent on word of mouth, and how to go from being there to being this recognized authority in your field. And that journey is difficult, particularly without help. And so that's why I'm doing this. I want to help people who are following that path and who want some help with that. And so if that's you, if you want to remove your invisibility cloak, and if you want to become a recognized expert, that's what this channel is for. So please hit subscribe. I'd love to hear your feedback and comments. And if you have gone through the same story, please leave that in the comments below. Thanks for watching.